Got all kinds of pockets here on my pack. Here I got my radio here. So if I need to talk to somebody else like a mile away or whatnot, I just turn on my radio, I can talk to them on my radio. Okay. I have bottles of water. Especially on a nice hot day. We're out there fighting fires for hours and hours on end. I got extra water. Extra gloves. Earplugs. Extra gloves. This is pretty neat. I have my own weather kit. Alright, I can use my weather kit to find out, you know, what the temperature is, what the humidity is. Alright, it's important to know what the humidity is. Alright, the drier it is, the more likely you're going to have a really big fire, because everything's going to want to burn. If it's real wet or you got high humidity, you know, you can slow things down because the fire isn't going to be as active. You know, you take your time. It also tells me how fast. Tell me how fast the winds are. If I know how fast the winds are blowing, take this up and it'll actually tell me how fast the winds are blowing. Why is that important? If I know how fast the winds are blowing, I can pretty much guess how fast the fire is going to be moving. All right, around here with the tall prairie grass, what we do is you take the wind speed, times that by 0.4 because of the field type. All right, depending on, you know, out west where they have bigger material, the rate of spread or how fast that fire is going to move is going to be different. But around here, usually take the wind speed times 0.4. I can tell how fast that fire is going to be. Right? And if it's really, really moving, you might want to go ahead and position crews and personnel farther out. Get those guys set up. We'll get more tools out. We'll get our hand lines out. We'll show you. That way, when the fire gets to us, we can go ahead and put it out. Little first aid kit. All right, especially when we're out in the middle of nowhere. Right? It's always nice to have, you know, band-aids, you know, especially tromping around a lot of trees, shrubs with thorns and everything like that. Guys get cut, scraped up. A little first aid kit, just in case. We have a little light here, just in case we need to go out at night. All right, nothing sucks more than trampling around through the woods and bam, you hit a tree because you couldn't see it. Right? So we have these, turn them on so we can see where we're going at night.
Yeah. Yep.
But probably the most important piece of equipment that we carry is down at the bottom. Alright, this is my fire shelter. Alright, if we're out in the middle of nowhere, fire's coming at us, and it looks like it's going to overrun us, what I can do is I can actually pull this out. I brought a spare one here that I'll actually bring out, deploy it. Alright, what this does is that it gives us a last resort. If the fire is moving so quick at us, it's going to overrun us, you're going to get hurt. Alright, so we have this little piece of equipment called a shelter, and it's pretty much like a little tent. Alright, this is actual, this is an older shelter that are no longer being made. They have newer ones out now which are a little bit bigger and thicker. But I go ahead and pull this out.
Like a map.
Kind of like a big tent. And then what I do is I find a nice area like this. I'm not into big tall grasses and stuff like that. Find myself a nice little green area where the fuel's kind of short, or if there's a bunch of dirt, I'll use that. And take a nap.
A hot nap.
All right. Again, these are only used as a last resort.
So then, does the fire, let's say in that situation, let's say a day like today where it's moving really fast, right?
Yeah.
And arguably the animals can or can't, you know, get out of the way. In that situation, does the fire just burn through hot, quick, and fast, and it's done, and it's moved on? And then you guys, whatever, 20 minutes later or whatever,
yeah.
you can get up and potentially walk around?
Yeah. But again, it depends on what type of fuel you're in. The Yarnell incident.
Do you guys know what he's talking about when he's talking about Yarnell?
The 19 Arizona firefighters that perished. All right. What happened was is that they were actually on the side of a mountain, and there was conflicting reports as to what was going on as far as the weather. Out west, you know, the wind is a huge factor, and the wind had shifted. And they noticed where they were at. They looked at what type of fuel they were in. It wasn't good. Fire was coming right at them. And because the wind had picked up, it overran them. But because they couldn't find a nice area like this, it was pretty much big, thick, tall shrubs. And everything was so dry. They haven't had rain in months, and everything was so dry. So the stuff just lit up so quickly. In the Yarnell incident report, they actually have pictures of the shelters that were deployed. But because the fire was so hot, the guys on the inside